Hi, this is a response to Chad and Cesar from Chad from Sticks blog, and Cesar, I'm not sure what your other identities are online, but I've been a follower of Chad's or Sticks YouTube channel for a little over a year now. I kind of started getting into backpacking a couple years ago when I got some more time on my hands, and I wanted to actually make a quick response to the back and forth that you guys have been doing, which I found really fascinating. So first of all, I'm a geographer by training, which may not mean anything to you guys, but so I've worked with a lot of different social sciences and social scientists, and done a lot of work with culture and identity and that sort of thing. And so I found that the question you're asking about through hikers versus section hikers to be interesting in that context. I'm also married to an anthropologist, and so the lens through which she would view that type of question is through culture, rather than something like evolutionary psychology or evolutionary biology, which I tend to be a little leery of. So one of the things that kind of strikes me when you start asking the question about what the difference between two groups are is why those groups even exist and what value you gain by putting people in those different groups. And I think that one of the problems in society is that often we put people in groups and we put other people outside of our groups, or we other them. We have this othering thing where we construct an other who's different from us as a way of creating social power and trying to make ourselves feel better than somebody else. And I think that, you know, if people are asking the question about through hikers versus section hikers, and it has the impact of creating that divisiveness, then that's a bad thing. And maybe it's not even worth creating that distinction. On the other hand, I think that what I was trying to do was think about this issue. By the way, I have not done any through hiking. I haven't even done section hikes on major trails. I've done a lot of relatively short hikes. I'm actually doing a section of the PCT this fall, just a short section with some friends. But like you guys, I'm married. I have kids. I'm probably a little older than you guys. I have my oldest kids are in their 20s now. So it's hard for me to imagine being away from my family that long. And quite frankly, I think a lot of the appeal of through hiking is actually the cultural experience as much, and it's difficult to separate that cultural experience from the physical experience, because part of what drives it is the sort of isolation of a through hike, the sort of long, intensive separation from the values of society that you've been immersed in your whole life, or so I imagine. Obviously, I haven't done it, so back to my point is that I think that in that case, if there may be an understanding and a shared culture among through hikers that a section hiker doesn't have access to and can't really understand, and so I can see kind of the usefulness in those terms. But you know, I just question the whole endeavor of creating these categories and separating people out, and whether or not there's real value to that. Anyway, I just wanted to say that I thought that perspective might be a little different. And by the way, I'm also taking a sort of social constructivist perspective, if you want to look that up and understand. And the idea is that, you know, we as human beings construct our own knowledge, and so the categories that we make are not natural and external to us, but they're categories that we construct to try to make sense of the world. And so everybody can make those categories slightly differently, and they do. And I think what Cesar said about definitions breaking down when you try to examine them too closely is fully aligned with the idea of social constructivism, because those categories aren't real and external and objective. Anyway, just I find this type of conversation really interesting, which is why I felt kind of compelled to make a response. So I hope that I want to let you guys know that Chad, I've really enjoyed your videos over the last year, and actually I've taken a lot of advice from you. Cesar, I just was introduced to you through this last exchange, but I've been looking back through some of your videos. I'm enjoying them as well. So anyway, thanks for doing this, guys. I appreciate it, and I also appreciate the fact that you're both real nice, accessible guys, and putting this up and sharing it with everybody on the internet. Take care.